Okay, happy Thursday, people. I don't know about you, but it was full moon last night and it was absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And even this morning when I got up and the sky's all pink and we had this huge moon over where I live, and it was just absolutely stunning. So much so that my husband even went, "You need to go outside and look at the moon." So it's been absolutely just so beautiful and so amazing this week. And I'm intrigued by the energies that's coming through at the moment and the things that's kind of like showing up. And I do know a lot of us have been looking at shadows, and I know that I have as well. And I think a lot of the shadows that's been coming up for me is about the patriarchal systems and like the way that we are unraveling ourselves out of those. So it's literally like how we are like learning to look at how we are showing up in our lives and our businesses and our relationships, etc., in like old thinking. Okay, so I call it patriarchal thinking. So for me, it's like the like rigidity, the that real feeling of like go go go, have to do this, like that real like intense old fashioned masculine energy, and we show up a lot in our lives as that. And so for me, I've looked really deeply at that, and I'm literally like unraveling those things, especially when it comes to my business and balance in my life and how I show up for my family and what I do for myself and all of that, because we've been conditioned into a way of like having to show up, right? And not, like for me, it's a very Western way of showing up. There's not time for sitting, there's not time for reflecting, there's not time for being, because we're chasing. And it was interesting when I was meditating this morning because like need for me came up. Like, what do I need? Okay, so the way that we are positioning growth and expansion and all of those things, it's this weird need that we've been told is what we must want. Okay, so I'm specifically talking about like the coaching industry, the spiritual world, all that type of stuff, and like where we kind of like we're walking around with this whole like you need to make so much money and you have to think about like wanting more and all of that. And I'm at the moment in that position where I'm going, well, what have I got that's feeling really good? And do I need to be pushing to have more for the sake of having more? And so it's interesting for me how these things are coming up. So in your own life, like where are you pushing to have more when you don't actually need more? Okay, because there's a big sense that's coming through for me about the earth, sustainability, like what's coming up there. Like the earth has never, she doesn't do excess. Okay, she doesn't make too many flowers and she doesn't like have too many trees, etc. Whenever there's excess in an ecosystem, it's generally man who comes into play. If you think about like us having to cull animals now because there's too many of them, why? Because we've taken the land away where the animals would have lived, etc. So think about like that's like what we as humanity created, and what are we doing? We're putting that onto our existence now. So many of us healers and coaches and business people out there, like we're constantly needing more, and it's just like for what? Why do you need more? Why do you need to prove to the world that you're making seven figures or six figures or whatever it is for you? Why is this so important? I'm not saying it's not great to have that if you want that, but why? And for me, that's always the question, why do I want this? Do I want this because it's going to make me look better? Do I want this because it's going to make me feel better? Or do I want this because I actually like need it? It's part of my base survival. It's what I need to pay for my mortgage each month, whatever it is for you. So I feel like there's a big need for us to come back to what is it that we actually sustainably require. And I can feel this bubbling up in me. And so it's been interesting to see as I launched the program, the Decoding Your Purpose program last week. I introduced an offer there to say to people, well, what can you pay? What is it that you can actually ethically afford to spend on doing this work with me? And it's been so refreshing and really interesting to see what people are able to commit to and how people can show up in the world in a way that is not freaking out their nervous system. Because so often, one of the the worst things that really irks me in the coaching industry is this: you have to stretch yourself and be able to afford things so that you can grow and become more. So making me not being able to eat, or making me take out big loans so that I can improve myself, doesn't feel ethical to me. Okay. And so these things for me are really, I mean, I know this is probably a really contentious video to be making, but all I'm asking is that we need to, as a society, start delving into why are we requiring these things? Okay. Why do you want to do this? Why is it important to you? Because if it really is, then you should go for it. Okay. If you really want to spend 10,000 quid with a trainer, that's fine, with a coach for a program, whatever. But why do you want to do this? Because understanding your why is super important. And that's what I loved about the process over the last 2 weeks, because it's been incredible to see why people are wanting to decode their purpose and what it means to them to do that. And I don't think that we always take the time to think about why are we investing in programs, to think about, like, why do I need to do this for myself? It might be that someone says, oh, if you come with me, you're going to make 6 figures. But are you really going to make 6 figures? What's really going to change? What is this person going to bring to the party so that you can step into your own power? Okay, so as much as I love the fact that people have got formulas for stuff, etc., the part of this work of finding yourself is about starting to take responsibility for your ideas, what you want to create for you. You have to find the knowledge within you. You have to find the wisdom within you to be able to pursue your dreams. Okay, so no coach, not me, not anyone out there can help you to get into that space of taking responsibility for your choices. Okay, so I feel like there's a big shift that is needed in our industry, where you start taking responsibility for why you're doing all these things, for why you're wanting this. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm speaking out about that. And I just want to plant the seed. I just want you to go, let me think about, like, why am I doing this? Okay, what is it that I want other people to think about me? Like, all of that stuff matters because it drives our choices. And if that's your driving factor for your choices, I urge you to stop and think about it. Okay, because at the end of the day, it's you, your ideas, and your brilliance that you need to reconnect with. Okay, and coaches and teachers and spiritual leaders and all these, like, people around you should be like messengers and, like, aha moment creators and rabbit hole openers for you to go down and find yourself. Okay, and I think this is just my personal opinion, but this for me feels like a really important thing. And what I also want to say about that is, when I think about the amount of brilliant ideas that I hear people speak about, when I start, like, really talking to people about what they're feeling, and they have, like, all of these, like, literally just here in their heart, they have all of these brilliant ideas, all of these great ways of how they want to help the world, make things better, change things for other people, for themselves, etc., for the earth. I mean, but so often, like, you just don't have the impetus, you just don't know where to start. So these things can go to the grave with you, and no one out there in the world ever gets to experience them. So I just want to say, like, if these ideas and things are bubbling up here in your heart, if you're feeling them, please take some time to sit with them, because a lot of the time your how is there. It's right there. Okay, your purpose is right here. It doesn't have to be so difficult. So just allow yourself some time this week to think about, like, why are you wanting these things? Why are you needing these things? Why do you have to grow your business? Why do you have to get world famous? Why do you have to, whatever the fuck it is for you, why do you have to do that? What is it that's driving you? Because the more you understand that, the closer you get to know yourself. Okay. And the closer you get to making your nervous system calm down and getting into that space of peace, into that space of being, into that space of actually finding balance in your life again. And for me, we speak a lot about the balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And that is what this journey is part of. Finding that balance within yourself, within the doer and the nurturer, finding that balance so that you can actually walk and go, okay, today I'm going to do, today I'm going to sit, today I'm going to create, today I'm going to, you know, so that we can actually start living in balance and not just be in that go, 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 or that, let me meditate for 14 days. Okay, we need balance. We're here in this 3D expression, this 3D world, to actually to experience all of it and actually feel into all of it. Okay, so that was a big rant about lots of stuff. But I just want to sow the seeds, like just start thinking about the stuff because it's so important. So I'm like so excited. I had a bunch of people sign up for the Decoding Your Purpose program. So if you are interested in working with me, please do go to my website, go check it out, or the links in my bio as well on Instagram. And I would love to work with you. I would love to open the doors and the rabbit holes that you are looking for as well. Okay, so have a beautiful day. Enjoy this full moon energy. I feel very much like there's so much new stuff coming up, and it feels very exciting and very expansive and very like heart opening. Okay, so sending you so much love. Have a fantastic week. I'll be dropping some new podcasts this week as well. I'm really starting to focus a lot more now on speaking about like star seeds, healers, that type of stuff on my podcast. There will be the meditations, so we'll do a week of meditations, a week of musings. So just have a looky out for those. I will be dropping them this week as well. Okay, so have an amazing week and see you soon.